Okay, so I'm going to tell my story of one of the times that I almost died, probably the most significant time. um, so it, I was about 23 years old. It was 2010, and I found out I was pregnant, my first pregnancy, and I was actively trying to prevent pregnancy. And but I was still excited and I was surprised and all the emotions. So my partner and I decided to not tell our friends or family until the pregnancy was 3 months along, 12 weeks. And so we told our family. It was exciting, great memories. And a week later, I start bleeding. I called the emergency, 911. No, I called the hospital. Yeah, I called my nurse. And she told me what to do. And she said, "You are likely having a miscarriage," especially when I explained to her what was happening. So I had a miscarriage, natural. I believed everything was natural and normal, and it was horrible, of course, but that wasn't the worst part. I thought everything was okay. Things seemed to be going as normal according to what the nurse had told me. And a week later, I suddenly start bleeding again. Crazy. And I'm like in public and I'm like telling myself everything's okay, but I'm like bleeding through multiple pads and change of clothes. And my friend comes to help me to give me a change of clothes because, yeah, I tried calling my mom. I called my partner. My partner was working. He said, "Call your mom," because I was living with my mom. But my mom didn't answer. She was busy. And so I called my friend and she came to help me. Anyways, long story short. so um, I just kept telling myself everything's okay. And I even told my friend I was okay. I just thought maybe this was part of it. And then I went to my partner's house into his room because I was going to wait for him to get off work before I went home. And I'm still bleeding like crazy. And so I'm like, I better go to the bathroom and deal with this. And then I'm like, I think I need to tell somebody. And I'm in the bathroom and I start passing out. So I start like moaning, or that's what I thought I was doing. And my nephew heard me. Thank God he went and got his mom and she came. Anyways, yeah, I'm bleeding crazy. I'm passing out. So she makes, we get in the car. She makes me get in the car. We're going to the emergency room. We went and picked up my partner. He's driving. He takes me, we park in the emergency parking lot, and um, he's walking me into the door of the emergency room. And I'm like leaning on him, all my weight on him because I'm very weak at this point, dizzy, and trying not to pass out. I remember that I was doing everything to not pass out, to stay awake and to keep walking, to pick up one foot after another, but not really telling anybody like how serious I felt. I guess I didn't realize obviously, I didn't realize how serious it was until I pass out in his arms. And right there at the door of where the doors open and close, I passed out in his arms, and immediately I was in blackness, and it was beautiful, and I was soaring like a bird. I just felt weightless. Everything was perfect. There was no pain, no worries, no don't pass out, nothing. None of my troubles of all of my life that I could remember, that just sorrow and woe. None of that, all gone. It just felt like that perfect peace. And I was very happy. And then I woke up again and I'm in his arms and I was mad at him. I felt like my partner brought me back, and it was just all these emotions. And I have memories that I walked into the hospital and I started telling them this and that and the other, and don't operate on me and don't make me sign anything. I believe, my memory believed for like over a year or two that I was yelling at people and telling them what to do. But later really I went through the whole scenario again with my partner, and he told me, no, you were pale, you couldn't move, you couldn't talk, you couldn't do anything. And they just put me in a wheelchair and wheeled me off, and he says, I thought that was the last time that I would see you alive. And they saved my life. And I woke up again after surgery. I still felt a little bit angry that I had to be back in this world. It was so nice. It felt so nice to almost die. And I hope that's what you take from this. And also sex education, contraceptive, pregnancy prevention education. I hope you can take that away from this too.